So my stepfather's family, they own the local bowling center. They've been in the bowling business since his father came over from Italy and was pin chasing in the back. He used to tell us the stories of how they would throw, I don't know if it was nickels or dimes down the gutter to pay him. And then he bought the bowling center, and now it's our home bowling center that my whole family bowls at. So as soon as he came into my life, I got my first bowling ball. He taught me all the basics of bowling, got me in a league. I had all my birthday parties there when I was younger and just kind of did it for fun for a little while. And then when I got to high school, I started bowling on the high school team, taking it a little more seriously. And then once I realized how difficult the game was and that there were other people that were better at it than I was, I wanted to learn as much as I could and get better so I could be, the best one on my high school team. And it just went from there. My family, I have a huge support system from my family. There's a lot of them, thankfully, because we need all of them, all hands on deck at some points, especially being out here on tour. Some weekends are rough. There's some points in just throughout your whole career that are rough. So to have people to vent to, people to tell you it's going to be okay, people to tell you just to suck it up and deal with it when that's what you need to hear, even if you don't want to hear it, is super important. Your support system is everything. So I believe in small circles. Not everybody needs to know all your thoughts and secrets, but your most important people do, and they know exactly what to say and how to deal with whatever you're saying to them and help you get to the next point that you need to be. Bowling on Team USA has been the driving force and the highlights of a lot of the best moments of my career. There's nothing that compares to bowling with a team, to bowling with girls and coaches behind you and representing more than just yourself, but your country and your teammates and your coaches. There's just nothing that compares to that. No individual win. It's so different than being able to celebrate it with other people. So I've won team gold with Junior Team USA. That was my first team world medal. And then I've had the opportunity to win twice on adult team. And the one story I'm gonna tell is I always tell this as one of my favorite Team USA moments, was bowling doubles. It was my first world international medal on adult team, and I bowled doubles with Kelly Kulik, and I was petrified bowling with Kelly. I just didn't want to let her down. I wanted to just hold my weight and let Kelly Kulik do what Kelly Kulik does. And I ended up bowling pretty good, and she bowled really good, and we ended up winning, and it was the most amazing thing. I watched her, before I knew who she was, I watched her bowl on TV and beat Chris Barnes to win the TOC. She's Kelly Kulik. She's the greatest of all time, and now she's my doubles partner.
How about that, America? Stand up!
When I graduated from college, there was no women's tour. Team USA was my driving force, and at that point, I was just making it on the team. I've never traveled or anything, so I wanted to continue bowling, learning, getting better, so I could hopefully climb up the rankings and maybe compete for Team USA. So I started bowling against the guys on the PWBA tour. I started traveling internationally on the World Bowling Tour. Bowling against the guys, my goal was just to not lose money. Like, if I could get close to breaking even and just keep my head above water so that I could bowl the next event, then that was a good week. And I was practicing one day and I sat down and looked at my phone and saw the announcement on Facebook that they're gonna have a PWBA tour come back. And I don't even know what to think at that moment. I never thought, okay, I can go win titles or I can be a big name or any of those things. I was just like, okay, when do I sign up? Like, I'm gonna go bowl another event. I remember the first PWBA tour stop that I bowled. It was kind of my first moment that I stood in the settee area and looked around and was like, this is like a home. Like, I belong here. We all belong here. Like, these are the best women in the world and I can compete with them. Like, not that I ever felt out of place bowling against the guys, but it didn't feel like home, like it did being on the PWBA tour.
Still has the look. Another strike.
A bench and advance to the championship match.
6 will do it. How about all 10 down? Half a dozen in a row. Kid steps up and knocks the ball down. Big strike in the 8th.
Seasoned bowler.
9th frame. Needed that for a 4-pin deficit. And does it. Here in Arlington today, the PWBA Tour Championship goes to the youngster. Her first ever title.
So I won my first title the last stop of the first year on the PWBA tour. So again, I didn't really have a reference point. I knew I wanted to win every week, obviously, but there was no like real understanding of winning. But as the season went on and I kept hearing people like, when are you gonna win? Is she ever gonna win? And I was like, man, there's a lot of pressure out here. Like, I hope I can by the end of the year, because yeah, like what are they gonna be saying if I don't? And then thankfully I did, and the weight just gets added on after that, because as you said, winning one is one thing, but winning again is almost even harder. So now you have the weight on your shoulders that you're a champion, you're expected to win again, and now you gotta figure out how to do it.
Danielle McEwan in great shape here.
Yeah, it really was great timing for her.
Works on a spare and all 10 down in the 6th frame. But she has what she needs for a second career title. Danielle McEwan wins the PWBA Wichita Open. Her the third career PWBA Tour Championship for Danielle McEwan.
That is more than enough for Danielle McEwan. A great smile to win the 2018 PWBA Fountain Valley Open.
I definitely have very high expectations for myself, as I know that a lot of people do. They don't hesitate to tell me. But it's just all part of growing and maturing in the game. Failures used to weigh really heavily on me. I felt like, one tournament or a slump could define my whole career. But as you're out here longer, you just learn it's part of it. It's not about not hitting the bottom, but what you do right after it and how quickly you climb back up, because it's just going to happen. I've always said the US Open would be the most prestigious tournament to win. It's the hardest event, 56 games, multiple oil patterns, so mentally challenging, physically challenging. Like, it just checks every box of bowling that there is. So that's always been, if I could pick one to win, it would be that one.
It's got a wrinkle.
There's one. It wasn't cleanly in that 1-3 pocket, but it was enough. Gotta have it.
Gotta push.
She's got it! It's the double she needed. 7+ wins it. Danielle McEwan has 10, has the win over Shannon O'Keefe to advance to the championship match. Danielle does it. Does she have the first? Yes, she does.
It's a good shot.
Has another! Back-to-back jacks. And now 8 or more will win it. For the title. It's 9. It's a championship for Danielle McEwan. She's won the 2019 U.S. Women's Open by 2 pins. What a finish in Vegas today.
I think everything is just like a stepping stone to the next piece, whether it be success or failure. So learning to win in college and in international events definitely helped me win the US Open, but at the same point, I had a lot of second place failures that helped me win the US Open. I was able to pinpoint thoughts that I had in my head or physical things that were going wrong in key moments that I then knew exactly what to focus on in those 10th frames when I needed those strikes. I shaped a lot of my career around what I saw before me, so I want to always kind of give that same good example for those that are still to come up behind us. You want to show them what the right thing to do is, what winning looks like, what losing looks like, what the respect for the game looks like. The biggest thing that I'm seeing a difference of is the first couple of years of the tour, girls were bowling in college and graduating and going on in their field that they studied. And now a lot more girls are graduating college and coming out and bowling. They're going into college at this point with the goal of, when I'm done with school, I'm going to get my degree and have that. But when I'm done with school, I'm going to go out and bowl on tour. And I think that's the biggest thing, that the wave that we're kind of seeing right now of just young girls and kind of new life out here, and just so excited to be here. There's more good girls, and the good girls are getting better and better, and the young girls are getting better and better, and they're coming out smarter than we ever were. I've always thought that I want to have a small piece in changing the game of bowling to outside of our small bowling world. I think bowling is a very misunderstood sport. We understand it, we know how hard it is, we know how challenging it is, and we respect it, but people outside of our bowling world don't necessarily have that. So it's kind of been one of my little career life goals to just try to spread bowling, spread the education of it, how hard it is, why it's so great, why it's so challenging, and hopefully just make it more awareness of it to other people so it could be more respected. I mean, we are athletes. We bowl for long hours, day after day after day. It's a lot of shots, a lot of games, and if your body is not strong enough to get up the next morning and do it again at the best of its ability, you're gonna lose pins on the rest of the field. Being in the gym, being strong legs, strong core has been super important to my game, and you know, everything that comes with that. This is what I do. I wanna be out here every weekend and I wanna win. So when I am not resilient, or I'm not versatile enough, or something pops up in my game that I need to be better at, I go home and I get better at it, so that the next week, if that same thing pops up, it will not cost me. Something else might pop up and I'll have to learn that the next week, but one thing at a time. And I've just kind of built my game like that over the years. It's always going to be okay. Like, it may not seem it at times. It may seem like, you know, everything's really hard or something's not working out, but if you just keep working at it, it will all be okay. It will all turn around and you will come out the other side successful.